You all good?
Yeah, I'm good. Perfect.
If not, we'll just have you kind of go just to start. I don't want to put this not going, so we just got to change jerseys. I think we got a couple designs.
Perfect.
Hopefully it was faster than I do. Oh, perfect. Once he gets here, yeah. Once he gets here, yeah. You ready to go?
Sounds good.
Do you need anything? Do you need anything from me?
I'm good.
You guys are good on rosters.
Yeah, we're good. We're set this time. I know, it was tough. We were like sharing one.
Yeah.
I was like trying to see.
Yeah, no, I apologize for getting in it, but hey, luckily they came through and got it.
Exactly. We're good.
Yep. Once you guys get locked in, I'm gonna turn the volume back up.
Sounds good. Luco Lacrosse.
Luco's black.
Yeah, Luca's black. They're from Philly.
Here, why don't we switch rosters so we have it like
Cool.
this?
I was kind of thinking that. Perfect.
This is 30s, right, Emily? And welcome back. We are ready for the 2030 B Championship at the NGLL National Championships. I'm Matt Chandick, joined by Emily Sterling. Emily, what are we expecting out of this one?
We started with a great game in our 2031s, and I'm ready to see a great game from our 2030s right now.
And we've got in white Ultimate Charlotte, and in black with purple numbers, which will be very easy to see, Luco. And we are off. And that is number 8, Bryn Haworth, coming up with the draw control. Luco aggressive off the dodge early. Davey Marcus setting up with the ball for Luco.
So off a 12-meter foul, you really want to try to work the ball, find the open look, and when we can, take that extra shot, which I thought that was a great look, just happened to go behind, but that's okay because it remains with possession with Luco.
Yeah, Marcus was able to kind of get downhill a little bit, get a good shot off. Just missed. Now we're coming back the other way.
Some good ball movement in transition so far, but a great redefend by Luco to try to get that ball back.
Very aggressive ride there. You saw the quick double team. Ultimate Charlotte will keep the ball.
Absolutely. So you just want to keep your hands just a little bit more vertical and just allow a little bit more space going into that double team just to not make it a foul.
No free clears, though, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's been a common theme so far today.
Ultimate Charlotte's going to settle the ball down here a little bit, get their first possession of the game, working it behind the cage.
They really looked like they settled into something that we like to call a slow break. So when that fast break isn't there, to work that ball behind and then look for cutters coming from high. So that was a great job by Ultimate Charlotte.
Oh, excellent ball movement. We've got a huge save, though. Very nonchalant stop, but very impressive stop.
That's a beautiful clear.
don't see too many seventh graders able to clear like that. That was impressive. Good look to the backside. The shot's going to go wide and gobbled up. Oh, no, picked up again by Luco. And they're going to extend their possession here.
Yeah, that's a great ground ball.
Reagan Bowers with the ball now. After exchanging from Lacey Gilliland.
Oh, and that's a great cause turnover defensively. Oh, and Luco was able to get it back.
Big ground ball by Davy Marcus again. She's been involved early. Eyeing up her options. Gonna charge?
Yep, and we have a charge down on this end, so possession will be awarded back to Ultimate Charlotte. Last time on this ride, we saw a very aggressive ride from Luco, so let's see what they're able to do coming this way. So off the foul, we just need to make sure that the fouler goes behind the girl with the ball. So that's all that just happened right there. Now we're able to push it the other way. Might have a save on the sideline.
No, that went out of bounds. Yeah, she got her left foot out of bounds.
It was
Good hustle, though. Yeah,
absolutely, good hustle.
Love the intensity. Mary Cameretta comes up with the ground ball. She's going to push, trying to get to the heart of the defense. She's going to back out now.
That was some great defense. Way to just keep her outside of the 8. The 8 meter is a great area to try to, as a defender, just have a cue of where they should really be marking up body to body. When they're outside the 8 meter, you can give them a little bit more space. But that's a great goal by Luco, and honestly, right inside the top of that 8 meter.
Good hard shot. Having a touch of difficulty seeing the purple numbers on the black. But that looks like it is number 8, Bryn Hoarth. So 1-0 Luco.
And a nice high draw, and it's awarded to Luco.
Marcus will pick up the ground ball. And once again, she is not shy about trying to get to the middle, but they'll back out.
I really like the patience Luco's been working with offensively. They're really settling in, seeing where their teammates are before making any decisions and really deciding where to attack from.
Well, we're seeing more offensive being initiated from up top here than maybe we saw in the first game, where there was a lot of behind the cage.
Yes, I would agree with that. So when ball's behind, they're really looking for some cutters, and we see those cuts coming from the top and what we like to call the elbows over on the side. And then as the ball's rotating high, we're looking for a little bit more dodges down the outside. So we've seen both from Luco so far.
She got, wow, that ball's coming off her stick pretty hot.
It sure is. And it looks like there's going to be an 8 meter top center, or maybe first and second inside hash now.
Wow, great job by Marcus to shield off the defender with her shoulder dip, while still keeping her hands free and then finishing it off. That was really impressive.
She did a great job at protecting her stick there.
So 2-0 for Luco.
And back to the draw. Luco's found some success on the draw so far. Let's see what Ultimate Charlotte's able to do.
Another draw goes Luco's way. Bryn Hoarth with another making her presence felt with another draw control. She also had the first goal. I believe she's got a goal and 2 draw controls, so off to a good start on the stat sheet. Luco being very patient with the ball, it seems like.
It seems to be working for them very well, though, just waiting for the right plays, waiting for the right moment. So if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Right. Good skip pass and finish. That is Haven Richmond finishing off the great feed. Great skip pass. And she had the patience too. She looked like she might be taking it lefty and rolled back. Got it righty. How difficult can that be to remain patient when there's so much congestion in the middle there?
It can be really difficult. I think Ultimate Charlotte did a great job crashing into the ball there, but that was just some great lacrosse IQ by being able to get the shot off, roll back, and also to avoid just following through into a defender's body, because that can be tough when the defense crashes on you so well.
Of course.
Another great draw control for Luco. Once again, very successful around the circle.
Davey Marcus doing an excellent job, and once again going right to the cage. Is she going to get another 8-meter? Yep. She'll be set up in the 8-meter, it looks like. More on the wing here, right? So we'd anticipate probably a pass.
Yep, second inside hash. It's still a decent angle, though, so I wouldn't be surprised, just as being a good shooter, taking it in on the way. Oh, and
nice.
what a great dump.
Oh, what a save.
And also looks like there was a crease violation. So once a great save.
By Carolyn Phelps.
Great save, but it looks like the possession will remain with Ultimate Charlotte going the other way to start some offense. So when there is pressure on the goalie, that typically means that there is one defender or offensive player that is open. It's just tough sometimes to find that girl for our goalies, but it was pretty successful, and now we're headed the other way.
Looks like it's going to come back unless she can save it. Ultimate Charlotte will keep possession. Down 3-0. They really haven't had the ball much. You'd like to see them swinging around a little bit, make sure everybody gets a touch, right?
Exactly. Just have everybody get a touch just to settle in. These are some high pressure. That's the NGLL championship games. You just want to make sure that everyone's feeling good, everyone has a touch so they're settled into the game before initiating that offense, and then can really settle in and see what the offense can do. That was great. That's what we like to call a once around. One time around, everyone get a touch, and now really initiate the dodge. It looks like we have some shooting space call there. So we'll be brought back to the 8-meter for another free possession shot. We've seen a lot of free possession shots so far this game.
Yeah, we have. Kylie Forrest there did a really nice job of creating some separation and drawing that shooting space. Big save. Another stop.
And once again, another high outlet pass. But it will be going back to Ultimate Charlotte.
Harper Brown with the ball behind the cage. Looking for a little help. We'll get it. Back to Brown.
Might be looking at a dodge from low now with Lainey Golden.
Good defense there by Catherine Hodes. Able to get low and keep her feet moving.
Harper Brown taking it to net. Oh, and just
miss,
wide.
but I think Charlotte will keep possession.
Yes, that was a great chase out.
Won the run out.
Working the ball around again, bringing it back high. Oh, and a great cause turnover. Just a little bit of the stick, and Luco might be headed the other way.
Haven Richmond on the ground ball. Beats her defender. Gets a, what a stop.
Oh, what a save. Caroline Phelps back in net. Saw that all the way in, kept her eye on the ball, and is now looking for a clear.
Not a bad shot by Richmond trying to get the earth to do the work, but Phelps was able to stay right in front of the ball, stay square to the shooter.
Might have missed what the call was there, but it looks like the ball is back into the hands of Luco, who will start another offensive set.
Haven Richmond will start with the ball behind the cage. Patiently eyeballing some cutters here.
Bringing it high. Maybe looking to set up a dodge. ISOing aside.
Wow, great job by Reagan Bowers to split the defense and snap home a shot. She was able to get by her first defender. I think the slide was a touch slow. Able to get her hands free and send one home for a 4-0 Luco lead.
That was a great dodge. That's what we like to see. Going into the dodge, going in a little slower, and then a burst with a change of speed, and really just driving straight down towards the goal with a hard finish. That was a great take.
They're all important, but this draw is crucial for Ultimate Charlotte. They have to, got to get a chance to get on the board, stop the bleeding a little bit. 4-0 is a tough hole to be in early, but it's a long game, right?
Absolutely. And ball's on the ground.
Once again, Davy Marcus all over the place. Must be your third or fourth ground ball. Dodge inside. Great finish. Can't quite see the number.
And it looks like there might be a timeout on the field, which I think is a good call. Just take a second. We mentioned in our earlier game, lacrosse is the fastest game on 2 feet, so absolutely not a deficit that you can't come back from. But it's good to just take a second, recenter ourselves. It could be the nerves. There's a lot going on. It's a windy day out here today, so just take a second, reset, and just work one by one instead of looking at it as a whole rest of the game. So, like I said, one by one, it's a good reset. Offensively and defensively for Ultimate Charlotte, also for Luco. Slow the pace and the momentum down a little bit and take it one by one.
And if you're Luco, you're basically just saying, yeah, keep doing everything you're doing right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't need to change much for Luco right now. They're doing a great job winning the draw. Defensively, they're coming up with saves, and then on the offensive side, they're clearly making it happen.
What kind of defensive adjustments would you like to see from Ultimate Charlotte? It seems like they've been able to, or they haven't been able to kind of, keep the middle closed up. They've been giving up some dodges there.
Right now, I think they've been doing a good job defensively on crashing on those cutters. So that's not so much where I would focus my attention, but more so those dodges. So as Luco is starting their dodges, they're really starting to clear out a side. So you'll see all of the players on the right-hand side of the field start to leave and open up space, or vice versa. When that happens, I would really like to see Ultimate Charlotte start to send some help and try to cover that space so you can have 2 girls on ball and make Luco move the ball instead of just taking the drive straight down to goal.
Kennedy Peck in the draw circle for Ultimate Charlotte. but it will go to Luca once again. And once again, Davy Marcus in the middle of it all. Good ball movement here. Got topside, but couldn't quite finish.
And it looks like we might have lost the ball over the fence. So briefly try to find another ball somewhere on the sideline to resume play. There we go. Looks like we have one.
Somebody's got to have like a golden retriever here, right? Just go send it after.
My dog would love to go get that
That
ball.
would be a great job for a dog to have. Or be the lacrosse ball chaser.
He's not so great at fetch. He'll go get the ball, but he won't bring it back to you. So once again, we're just seeing kind of that settled offensive look for Luca, which has been very successful for them. Just kind of draining the clock a little bit while setting up their offense at the same time. And this is that start of that isolation play that we just talked about. We saw those girls clear out from the left-hand side to set up their dodge. That's when I'd really like to see Ultimate Charlotte start to send a slide to make it a 2v1 instead of just a 1v1 down the outside of the goal.
Yeah, Marcus was able to beat her matchup with some quick feet and get inside. Gets pulled back out to the 8.
Another great take off the 8-meter.
But to your point, though, even when she beat her matchup on that dodge, there was no help in the middle. It was late. That's Marcus's second 8-meter of the game. Luco jumps out to a 6-0 lead.
What I really like about that 8-meter take is that she's not just running straight in. She did it on her first 8-meter again. She really veers one way or the other to open up her strong hand and also to cut off the defenders that are crashing in on her. So great job by Marcus on those 8 meters.
Well, and you get the goalie moving too, right? So
exactly.
A trifecta.
Oh, and a great draw control from Kylie Forrest for Ultimate Charlotte. This might be Ultimate Charlotte's first draw control of the game. Let's see what they're able to do with this possession. Oh, a great feed, a great handle, and a great finish. Great
that is
work
Kennedy Peck on the finish, Harper Brown on the setup. Really good off-ball cut. I actually thought it got picked off by the defender for a split second, and Peck was able to catch it, take an extra step, and finish it off. So good ball movement. Needed some life for Ultimate Charlotte, and that's definitely going to help.
Started at the draw control, so let's see what we're able to do at the draw control once again.
We got Bryn Howarth taking the draw for Luco.
Kennedy
and
Peck
she's
on
gonna,
the draw.
I believe, win it. Yep, she'll pick up the ground ball. Shrugged off some contact, but Howarth has been dynamite. So is Davy Marcus. The two of them have been a force for Luco. Scoring, draw controls, ground balls. There's a reason why Luco's had so much possession in this game. Oh, just missed.
It's a great backdoor cut.
Looks like that was Cecilia Bullard who almost finished it off, but to your point, excellent cut, excellent timing with her feeder. Seems like they've got some chemistry. They've done this once or twice before.
Hadley Stahl is playing some great defense high. I know there was just a goal completed by Luco, but Hadley's really applying some great pressure high, seeing her teammates when they need help. So good work to Hadley out there. Just need to coordinate the whole defensive unit just a little bit better for the Ultimate Charlotte side right now.
I believe that was Haven Richmond on the finish, and credit Lacey Gilliland on the setup. They were able to, again, work that off-ball cut. we hit halftime. It's a 7-1 Luco lead. That last goal by Haven Richmond, but it's really just been so much possession and so much ball control for Luco in terms of how they've been able to get their goals. I mean, they've scored on a couple different styles, some 8 meters, some big shots, some off-ball cuts. What are you kind of seeing from their offense that's making them so effective in this game?
I think everyone's working together really well. Everyone is a great ball handler. Everybody has a great change of speed. So they are just doing a great job at trusting one another right now and not making themselves feel like they have to do all the work, but instead relying on their teammates, relying on each other to get open and to finish the play. So they're doing a great job working together, moving the ball, seeing the next play. So credit to Luco's offense right now, as well as their defensive end, holding it down to almost a shutout in the half, but credit to their offense for really getting the job done with the ball.
And from Ultimate Charlotte, when they've had the ball, they've gotten their looks. They've had a couple shots stopped, but that last one scored by Kennedy Peck. We saw some really nice off-ball cut. We saw a great feed from the corner. What did you see on that goal, and how can they kind of duplicate that across the rest of the game?
Absolutely. It was a great take. I think the main thing is it's not that we're not getting the looks, it's just that they haven't had much possession. So they haven't been able to settle in offensively yet. So it's not necessarily that you need the draw control, because draw controls can be tough, but maybe just coming up with a stop or two on the defensive end to get the balls into the hands of the offensive players can really be helpful just to ignite that offense. Because like we said, they're developing the looks. They are getting a shot off when they have the ball. We just need to let the offense have the ball a little bit more.
It seems like Ultimate Charlotte's offense has been running somewhat through number 14, Harper Brown, the lefty. She seems kind of be the feeder, the initiator. She had the assist on that first goal. What are you seeing out of her? A bit of a taller lefty. What are you kind of seeing out of her that why they're running the offense through her?
Yeah, like we said, taller lefty, I think those are a great combo. One, you can kind of see over the heads of everybody to look at the feeds inside. And also just a lefty in the sport of lacrosse is always a little hidden gem. To play on that opposite side of everybody and just to have a little extra trick up your sleeve.
It's somewhat rare to see a lefty feeder, right? There's not a ton of those, but which to your point kind of makes her a little bit more unique and maybe gives some different looks. But we're back. We're going to start the second half here.
And a great draw
Another
control for
draw
Luco.
control. Bryn Howarth has been a force in the circle. Mostly winning it to herself, to be honest with you.
Taking it straight
Oh,
to net.
big save.
Great save.
That's a big one.
Caroline Phelps with a great save and goal.
Haven Richmond with the ball backing up, hearing the yellow call from the sideline.
Molly McMahon playing defensively, putting some pressure on ball, keeping her offensive player nice and wide, not to be able to get a shot off. Kennedy Peck in a high 1v1. And it looks like there is a moving pick, so ball will be going the other way. Kennedy Peck picking up the ball for Ultimate Charlotte and starting their transition play. Molly McMahon coming up with the ball on the inside and taking it across the 30.
Kennedy Peck's got it now.
A feed inside, which looks like Luco's going to come up with. And a good ride by Kylie Forrest.
How quickly are you sending doubles on the ride here at this point? Well, never mind. You get the ball back, so it doesn't matter. But that, being down 6, or you got to get the ball back, obviously. Are you being a little bit more aggressive with how quickly you're sending that other player?
I absolutely would be. I'd really be kind of pushing the pace there. You want to be careful that the ball isn't getting skipped over your head, though. So you want to make sure that you're mostly playing goal side, that you're not letting the other team take any big, fast breaks on you to get another, what we like to call a juice goal, a momentum goal. So you want to be smart with it, but sending a calculated double team to a ride can be a huge playmaker for your team to come back with the ball and to convert on a play that could be a fast break or a man up. Looks like we have a timeout here on the field. My assumption just in that ultimate Charlotte huddle is that they are just talking about what they want to do offensively. What's the plan of attack here? Having 2 goals on the board, being in a bit of a deficit. Just how do we attack that next play? Or it might be 1 goal, but
Yeah, it's 7-1.
okay. How do the numbers are blowing over?
Yeah,
the
yep,
wind,
no, they definitely are.
How to attack that next play, how to put the ball in the back of the net, what we want that offensive look to look like. So I think it's a very smart timeout that was just called just to kind of get us settled and really kind of do what we want with the ball.
When you've gotten possession, and there haven't been many of those, right? So you kind of have to make sure that you get the ball down and you're able to get some opportunities because they've been lacking in opportunities.
Let's go black.
Oh, and I was mistaken. It is Luco's ball.
Go fast. Move fast.
It's a good clear by Haven Richmond. She's been pretty involved as well.
Watch the ball, Reagan.
Reagan Bowers picks up the ground ball. I assume. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, those are the nice stress-free ground balls when you know you're standing out there alone and you can just take a second to collect yourself and pick up the ball.
Perfect. Just pad your stats. You're +1 in the GB on the stat sheet, you know?
Exactly.
Without having to worry about too much pressure, so that's good.
While we were chatting, Lyle King came up with a great cause turnover and was able to start a clear. We're working up the sideline number now with Molly, really pushing the fast break. She's been great in the transition in between the 30s. McMahon receives the ball as well, stays with the ball. Looks like she's got a 12-meter foul. Might have some options here coming off of this foul. She opts just to settle into the offense, which I really like that look. Just once again, get everybody a touch, settle in, really set up that offensive play that Ultimate Charlotte's looking for.
Defense.
I've been very impressed with the footwork of the Luco defenders.
They've been doing a great job getting into the lane.
That's a great job of pushing the offensive player away from the goal, giving up a low angle, low percentage shot. Just missed the net.
And it looks like Luco chased the ball out. Was first to the end line there.
Good hustle.
Good passes, girls. Let's go. We gotta take care of the ball.
And Kylie Forrest coming up with the ball in transition.
I feel like Kylie Forrest has been one of the more noticeable and present around the ball players for Ultimate Charlotte.
I would agree with that. She's kind of everywhere, picking up the ground ball, causing a turnover,
There you go.
initiating some offense as well.
Nice job there by Molly McMahon to escape that double and send it over the other side, but it looks... oh.
Looks like the ball is going to remain with Ultimate Charlotte. Looks like LeBlanc with the ball.
Something I just noticed too, Luco's doing this with 2 subs.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive. With that. The performance has been able to put forth with such little depth in terms of overall numbers. So
Yes, and not just playing this game, but the games that they had yesterday and I believe earlier today, if I'm not mistaken.
Lacey Gilliland with a good job of keeping the shooter to the outside.
Yes, you just talked about that footwork, and definitely a compliment to that footwork, keeping the defender or the offenders wide, forcing those lower angle shots. But Kylie Forrest with the ball, I think it was really smart. She got pushed defensively, or not pushed, but she was forced a little wider. So it was a really smart play not to take that lower angle shot. And now she's in a good position to look for a pass to an open teammate.
Go.
And that's a great decision just to pull it out there.
Let's go. Stay on and stay pressure.
We've talked about those angles a lot, and that hash, it's still an 8 meter, but that hash just isn't as great as others. Not all hashes are created equal. So.
Not conducive to a great angle shot, right?
There we go.
That was a great dodge from behind by Harper Brown. Just that shot just didn't fall.
I think she tried to go short side, and Allegra McGinnis was able to kick it to the side.
Come back to the ball. Somebody's got to come back to the ball. We're out. For an outlet. Somebody give an outlet.
Sarah Haying with a great clear. Gets the ball up the field. Now Luca looks to be pushing, but now they're going to pull it out. Good decision. Didn't have the numbers. Why push it, right?
Exactly.
Come on, let's go. Good pass.
And Luca's defense did just play a long stretch of defense, it feels like. Maybe a couple minutes long. So just possess the ball offensively a little bit. Let the defenders breathe before taking it into goal.
Or just go score a goal. Either one.
That's okay, too. Whatever works.
That's a performance-based, whether you're getting yelled at by coach or not, right? If you miss and you don't get back up, then you're in trouble. Haven Richmond finishes off the hat trick, showing her explosiveness off the dodge. And again, it seems like, you know, maybe the slides have been a little slower to get over there from Ultimate Charlotte. Once she beat her defender, it didn't seem like there was a lot of help coming over. So
Exactly. Just need a backup on that side, just for a little extra assurance. It also makes the person, the defender that's on ball, be a little bit more confident on ball, be able to be a little bit more aggressive, knowing that their slide's going to be there. So playing without that slide can make you a little bit more reserved, and that can help you get beat a little bit. And a great draw control. Kennedy Peck, once again, coming up with it. She's been a force in the circle in the second half.
She's done a good job. I think she's got 2 or 3 of the ones. I mean, I guess there have only been 2. So I think she's had both of them in this half. Doing a good job too. I'm sure that can't be. It looks, you know, it looks easier than it probably is when you've got to track the ball over your shoulder like that. And I know you've got pressure coming from the other team's draw control specialist. So really good job of following the ball into her stick and then evading pressure after that.
Looks like we had a 3-second call, so it should be an 8-meter. Molly McMahon is going to be taking it. It looks like on the second inside hash, so a decent hash. A hard shot low, which looks like it was saved. And backed up by Ultimate Charlotte.
Allegra McGinnis doing a good job.
She's had some great saves and now a great interception. Caused turnovers, saves, ground ball. She's doing it all right
Fill
now.
up the stat sheet. Let's go. Nice. That's a dime right there. That's a great clear.
That's a great look. That's a great clear. And she makes it look so effortless, too.
Right. Just casually goes back to her cage, you know, like nothing ever happened. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, seemed like the stick got up a little bit.
8-meter shot from the center hash.
Reagan Bowers, number 1, will take it.
Let's see what Phelps can do in net.
I feel like dead center, you got to go every time, right, for the shot almost?
I would say so, unless you're trying to kill some time.
Yeah,
which
of course. Good little hesitation move, couldn't quite get the shot to follow through.
And it looks like we might have a dangerous follow
I
through.
was just going to, yeah. Speaking of follow through.
So when an offensive player is shooting, they cannot finish their follow through with their stick into any part of the defender, whether it's their body, whether it's their stick, near their head. So that's what the call is. That's a yellow card. So she's just going to be out for 2 minutes, allowing Ultimate Charlotte to be a player up for those 2 minutes.
Still incredibly aggressive on the ride.
You like to see it because once you get down onto the defensive end, if you're Luco, you know you're going to be a player down. So try to play pressure when you're further away from your net and you have a little bit more flexibility, rather than once you get closer to your net, you'll probably drop the pressure off a little bit and hang back a little bit more, just knowing that the other team has another player on the field.
Now, generally, where would you kind of sag off on the pressure on that clear?
I would say around in between the 50 and the closer 30, just depending on who has the ball, where they're headed with it. Looks like we had another save by Allegra back in net, but also a foul high potentially. Oh, it was an offsides call. So one thing when you do get a yellow card, you still need to make sure that you have 4 players that stay behind the 30, so staying onside. So it just looked like Luco might have forgot that they had were down a player, so just needed to hold one more on the back end. So Ultimate Charlotte, when you're up a player, you really want to be moving the ball a lot, remembering that the defense is down a player, so there's always going to be someone somewhat open. So just keeping that ball moving is really key in this sort of scenario.
Obviously, no hard and fast rule, but when you're saying keep it moving on a player up situation, what, 1 or 2 seconds in a player's stick before it's got to be out?
Exactly. We typically go with a 3-second rule max. So try to hold it for maybe 3 seconds, but that's kind of the max you want to go for. And ideally, when you're player up, it's not so much dodging to get the shot off, but just a bunch of passes and keeping that ball moving, playing by that 3-second rule. It kind of ends up that somebody should just be open in the end.
Right. Great defense by Luco to be able to kind of pick that up. Oh, that is going to the corner, but it'll probably stay in, I would think.
Some great hustle.
And Haven Richmond, once again, pressing around the ball, picking up a big ground ball. Oh, little tumble there. And Luca will maintain possession as Davy Marcus continuing to leave her imprint on this game. I would say that her and Bryn Howartham Reid have probably been the 2 best, and obviously Haven Richmond's been an offensive force.
There's that double we were talking about. That was some nice defense by Ultimate. Another good double.
They're definitely sliding a lot quicker now at this point.
I would agree with that. So they're really setting up an ISO. Luco is right now. See how it's just a straight down shot to goal, and ball will stay with Luco.
Good save.
That was a great save. Caroline Phelps saw that one all the way in.
That shot was targeted off hip, so for her to be able to bring her stick across.
Some quick hands.
Yep.
Feet inside. Just got to fetch the ball from outside the nets. Had a couple wayward shots in this game. Luco just settling into their offense again, moving the ball around before attacking. Good dodge.
Wow.
And a great finish.
Sure. We'll hit the little spin move. The pass was a touch slower, I think, maybe than Richmond was expecting it, and the Ultimate Charlotte defender went to break on it. And once she didn't get it, that spin was wide open. Richmond with her 4th of the game. I feel like they've all been carbon copies of each other, too. She's just using her explosiveness to get to the middle from the high wing, and it's been really just tough for the Ultimate Charlotte defenders to stay in front of her.
From a defensive perspective, I do like that risk from Ultimate Charlotte, just trying to stir things up, trying to get a cause turnover, trying to just kind of break the pattern that's going on right now. You never know when you could come up with a cause turnover that could turn into a fast break or even a goal. So I like the risk. We just need to make sure that there's some support on the back end, that it's okay to take these risks and knowing that your defenders will have your back if we take them. Lucy Smith was applying some good pressure there in the ride. Luco successfully clearing the ball over to their offensive side, set up their offense once again.
If you're Luco here, you're taking the air out of it for a little bit, right? I mean, up 9-1, getting later in the game. There's really no reason to press for a shot if it's not wide open.
I would agree. Just kind of work the ball around. Take some time off the clock. Rest the legs as well. The middies have been working hard, running back and forth.
Well, and again, with just 2 subs today, right? So
yes. Starting with the ball behind again. See if they change up the point of attack and switch it low. A great cut and a great finish. Oh, and it looks like shooting space was called prior to the shot, so they're going to bring it back out to the 8-meter for an 8-meter attempt.
And that is going to be Reagan Bowers.
She's definitely shown some speed throughout the game, so I wouldn't be surprised if she tries to take it in and get to the crease for a solid shot. Oh, and a great look. And a great finish.
Excellent look from Bowers. Excellent finish from Lacey Gilliland, number 7.
It's an unselfish play. Way to keep the head up and just, once again, we talked about it during halftime, but trusting your teammates to do the job and get the work done. So that's some great chemistry I'm seeing from the Luco offense.
Let's go, B. Finish strong. Let's go.
What an impressive performance from Luco today. Just dominant effort, start to finish.
And another great draw control by Luco.
Sarah Hayden coming up big.
Controlling the pace of the game from the middle of the field.
And smart right there, too. She thought she had the middle open. It wasn't. She was able to double back, get it to the wing, and now it gets buried at behind the cage. And another one. Hayden gets rewarded for her draw control with a great look across the top side. Finishes low.
Back to the draw control. Up in the air, and it looks like Ultimate Charlotte comes up with it. Kylie Forrest with a great draw control.
You know, we talked about it earlier, but when Ultimate Charlotte has gotten the ball off the draw, it's generally been Kylie Forrest has been getting it for them.
She's been doing a great job of collecting the ball. Unfortunately, not this time, but there she is hustling back, ready to apply some pressure in the ride and play some defense on the other end.
Some good defense there by number 24, Ava Nazaro, for Ultimate Charlotte. Was able to slow down that break.
With time running down and just being in a bit of a deficit, defensively you might want to start to apply some pressure just to see what you can make happen. I talked about risk taking earlier, and this is a good time to take a risk. You're down by quite a few. I believe it's 10 goals right now, so you can't really lose anything. So try to apply some pressure, but Luco is just firing on all cylinders offensively right now and just continuously getting the job done.
I think Luco was able to draw some of the attention out and set up a really nice backdoor cut where nobody picked up the trailer. Seems like a bit of a set play on that one. Luco's been so patient with the ball offensively throughout the game. They've taken the looks that have been there, and where it hasn't been there, they just continue to work it around, try to find the cutters. They also have had a couple goals where they just will run by your matchup and score play. You know, that's always a favorite of many coaches.
Yeah, we spoke about the chemistry of the Luco offense earlier. I think they're just really trusting each other. They trust each other to pass the ball into traffic and that their offensive player, their teammate, is going to get the job done. So they're doing a great job down there. Looks like we had a bit of a false start on the draw circle there, so Kennedy Peck is going to come up with that ball and be forcing it the other way for ultimate. We talked a lot about settling the ball offensively, but if you're ultimate here, this is a time you want to start to push. No need to have the ball touch every player's stick. Just kind of start moving, dodging, passing, seeing what cutters are open, trying to get down and into the goal. Kylie Forrest with a great take, but another great save.
Wow, 2 great saves, back to back.
Right in a row. Lainey Golden came up with a great ground ball right there, but it's headed the other way.
And another good clear. Reagan Bauer's going to pick up the ball, go right to the rack, and finish it off. Gotta think we're getting pretty close to the end here.
Back to the draw circle. And it's won by Kennedy Peck. And a great trail check. Ball's headed the other way. Some great ball movement in the transition.
Yeah, Kaylee Sudham coming up. Now she moves the ball up the field. That'll do it. Luco comes up with a dominant effort from start to finish. They will win the NGLL 2030B National Championship. Was never really in question in terms of just how they were moving the ball, but what impressed you the most about Luco?
Luco really controlled the game from the opening whistle, I thought. They came up with the draw, they took it down, and they immediately converted on the offensive end. Their patience was there, their IQ was there, and like I said, they just really seemed to trust one another as teammates to be able to go and get the job done.
And offensively, it seemed like the damage was pretty spread out. There were a couple standouts, but I think that their biggest thing was, to your point, the trust, and the trust that other people are going to be able to get it done, not just 1 or 2 players.
Absolutely. So congratulations to Luco.
We will see you soon for the 2029 B Championship game.
It's team 1 in center court.
A, B, C, can you reach out to the department director and get rosters up here for us for the final game? There you go. We need rosters up here for the final game. Oh, yeah. I don't think the department director phone number to reach out to. Can you do that for me and get rosters up here for our announcers? I don't have tournament director phone number either. Not to keep that in, but she said, she's been pretty consistent in getting this. She said she would get
I'm going to go move Penn State one.
Yeah, crazy comeback.
Yeah, I saw.
Down a bunch, right? I think they were down like 8-3.
And then they were down 12-7. And they scored 5 on it. And then 12-9. They scored 5 unanswered. Hey, I'm happy. I love Penn State.
Turk men gonna get it done today or what?
I don't know. Georgetown's